Boy, am I excited for today's episode. What is going on, Zach? How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me, Nathan. Excited to be here.
I got to crack open my bubbly right now because we're about to get started. Guys, if you are coming on this call, you know we're going to be talking about free skip tracing, all right? Is that even a real thing? Is that even possible? Guys, I remember when I was back in the day spending thousands and thousands of dollars on skip tracing, but now I'm about to dive into what Batchleads is cooking up. How are they able to give us free skip tracing? How are they able to use AI to help us generate and find the most motivated sellers? What we're going to do is talk about what's new at Batch, and not only what's new, but we're going to show you exactly how to do it and even how to build a campaign so you can go mail the most motivated people on your list. Guys, time is of the essence. If you're just blasting a whole giant list, you're wasting your time. That's not what it's about. Let's make it painless. Zach, before we go dive in, tell us a little bit about who you are and what you've been doing with Batch.
Yep. So I've joined Batch about 6 months ago, and I've seen the inner workings of what we're doing here, and it's awesome. Came out with a huge update last month for Batchleads. Super pumped to talk to everyone in your audience today about that. Like Nathan said, my name's Zach. I'm the strategic partnership manager over here at Batch. So more on the marketing side of the house, but I get the kind of inner look into all the product developments that are going on, all the new updates. I'm just pumped to be here and show you guys what Batch can do.
I love it. What was your title again? It sounded super official. What was it?
Strategic partnership manager. So I kind of deal with all affiliates, partners, referral partners, just trying to work with different companies, collaborate, so we can deliver the best solutions for our customers.
Love it. So you're strategically right now going to show us how to use Batchleads to get free skip tracing, the AI tools, and how to build a campaign so we can mail a lot of people that we're reaching out to. Is that right?
Exactly. Yep. Sounds about right.
And guys, if this is the first time you're hearing me, you're like, who the heck is this guy, Nathan, with the mustache? He used to have a beard. He's got a stash now. What's going on? Let me tell you guys something. I'm just trying something new. I've been doing real estate, done hundreds of deals, and I love real estate because I love talking to sellers and helping them make a win-win scenario. And I got actually my buddy Nathan Valley just popped in. Nathan Valley, we're right here. Batchleads is about to show us exactly how to get free skip tracing, and he's going to show us. We got Zach on here as an expert. So Nathan Valley, we're diving in, man. You hopped in a little late, but we're glad to have you here.
That's wild, man. I thought when you just mentioned me, like, hey, we're going live, over free skip tracing. I'm like, wait, what? I was like, I've spent so much money on skip tracing, and
that's right.
Yeah, so I'm super curious about hearing and learning more. So this is the first time for me.
Yeah.
So Nathan Valley's here, then it must be interesting because he's a busy guy. All right, Zach, dive in. Let's share that screen. Let's see. Well, actually, first you're going to tell us what you got, and then we're going to share the screen. You're going to show us how to do it. All right, tell us a little bit. What's Batch doing now?
Sounds good. Yep. I could talk for a long time about all the new features they're new with Batchleads, but I think the biggest ones are the most important ones to talk about here. So a little over a month ago, we launched a completely new update for Batchleads, completely overhauled it. And the goal really is to deliver the same high quality data that we've always been offering, but much cheaper price, and make it so easy for people getting started, especially those newbies out there who are trying to break into the industry. They're trying to overcome a lot of hurdles to get in. Often there's big barriers to entry. So we're trying to make it super affordable and super efficient for these people just starting out, especially to get involved and start wholesaling, investing, flipping houses, what you do best, basically. So we have 3 new plans, and all of them come with free skip tracing. That's the biggest thing. Gone are the days where you have to pay like 9 cents, 15 cents, 20 cents, whatever it might have been, several years ago, right? Gone are those days. Now
So
it's completely free.
Like,
That's incredible.
and I again, this is my first time learning about this, so I'm just asking. So when you it's like free.
So the big differentiator, and there are some differentiators between the plans, of course. We have 3 plans. There's a growth, a professional, and a scale plan. And within those plans, included within the base subscription price is a set number of free skip traces. And those skip traces, that's a big amount of skip traces. So even in our lowest tier growth plan, it's 10,000 free skip traces a month.
It's amazing.
In the middle tier professional, it's 35,000. And in our bigger scale plan, For those, investors killing it in the game, right? We have 75,000 skip traces a month included.
Where was this 5 years ago? And I know, for some people that are, if you're kind of newer to the game, just getting started, you might be like, oh, skipped at like 9 cents, 10, 12 cents. Like, oh, that's not, guys, trust me, it adds up. It can, or it used to back when I was doing it.
Yeah.
Dude,
it still adds up for people that are paying. It still adds up for people that are paying. This is brand new. I'm sure tons of people don't even know about this. So I remember I was skip tracing about 40 to 50,000 records a freaking month, for my cold callers. You know how much that was costing me? It was costing me thousands and thousands of dollars. So check this out. We got Anthony Torres coming. I need to switch our plan. Well, yes, you do, Anthony. You need to click on the link in the bio and switch your plan.
Yeah, and if you're already on Batchleads, but the older plans that we've had around for some time, talk to your rep, talk to me, even email me, contact me, or talk to anyone at Batch support, sales, whoever, and we'll get you switched over to the new plans right away.
Yeah. And let them know that Nathan sent you.
Yep.
But that's awesome.
I'd say that's like the biggest feature is free skip tracing, right? At the completely low prices. So no more paying thousands of dollars for skip tracing. And, so it's 10,000 again, 35,000 in the mid tier and 75,000 per month in free skip traces across those plans. And if you end up going over, say you're at 10,005, 10,010, you're slightly over. We're not going to be charging you an arm and a leg for those overages or anything. It's only 4 cents per extra lead, or you could just upgrade to the next plan, right? And
that's incredible.
It's all included again.
The strategy BT requires, you wouldn't need to go too much over 10, really, because we're very niche, right? With what we target. So amazing. You can get a lot done with 10,000 skip traces, guys.
Yeah. So that's typically $119 a month for that growth plan that includes 10,000, but that's also with Nathan's code Payneless, you'll get 50% off your first month. So that's really $60 to get started, right?
You guys still doing the 7-day free trial too?
7-day free trial, and for Nathan specifically, we're going to offer on that 7-day free trial to even sweeten it a bit more than our usual offer, 100 free leads with contact info included within that trial.
That is incredible. That is amazing. Because you know what you can do if you're balling on that extreme budget, you could still go get a deal with what we're about to show you right now. If you go pull this list we're going to show you in this call, and on the 7-day free trial, pull 100, skip trace them, you can go get a deal. All right? We're going to show, Zach's going to show us.
Let's get it going.
Man, I love kind of all these things you guys are doing, because it's like the technology and the tools, and especially it's more accessible now more than ever for, especially people that are looking to kind of break in, get started, that are new to the game. I mean, yeah. And again, what you said, the base level is 10,000.
Yep.
That's why, I mean, I know, we've changed. We used to, Nathan Payne and myself, we used to kind of run things to where there was a lot more volume as far as, so we needed tens upon tens of thousands of records, but we've learned to be super niche and effective with really small lists. I mean, now, Nate, I mean, we pretty much teach people to do deals with 1/10 that size of a list,
Goodness.
And so that's amazing. Like, even just a base plan, there's so much you can do with that.
Yep. No, that's exactly what we're trying to do here. We're trying to make it super easy for people to break in, low barriers to entry, 7-day free trial with 100 leads, and then you can get 50% off your first month. So effectively, that's 5 weeks, over 10,000 leads, right? All for around $60 some odd dollars plus tax for that first 5 weeks. So it doesn't really get much cheaper than that to start, picking up the phones and contacting people, having everything you need all in one platform. So we're super excited about that. But don't want it to sound super sales pitchy, although I feel like it just instinctually is, because it's such a good deal. But
let's dive into a little bit. So someone's like, okay, this sounds cool, this sounds great. How can I use this this promotional kind of sign up to get started and do a deal? How can I do a deal with just $60?
Yep, exactly.
So let's go. We're taking a look at, I'm curious, what lists are we looking at today?
So yeah, today we're going to be looking at pre-foreclosure lists and probably some tired landlord lists as well. And this will really work in any market. I mean, Batch has, I think it's something like 99% coverage across the U.S. And for those of you who don't know, Batch services the U.S. markets only. So don't be looking for leads outside of the U.S. for this.
Yeah, man, I live in Canada, man. You guys need to get Canada, and then I'll be destroying it up here.
Yep. So yeah, right now U.S. only, but it's nationwide data, off-market and on-market properties. So I mean, right now it naturally defaults to where you currently are. So since I'm back in the Batch office here in Tempe, Arizona, it's defaulting to Phoenix, broader city here. But essentially what you can do if you're looking for off-market properties, and you notice when I've just put off-market right here, it auto-populated the Batch Rank AI feature. That's the other big thing that I want to touch on outside of just the free skip tracing right now is the Batch Rank AI. So that's our new proprietary AI algorithm that essentially whatever list you're pulling, it will find you the most motivated to sell property owners for that respective list. So here, let me show you how that works real fast. So I was talking to
AI does this.
Yeah, so I was talking to Nathan earlier and we were looking at pre-foreclosures lists. So we can just go ahead and, of course, if you have certain types of, kind of stages of the pre-foreclosure process you want to be looking at, feel free to select those specifically. But, for kind of the purpose of this, we're looking for a broader kind of set list. We'll go ahead and select all. You'll notice there's not a ton of pre-foreclosures available, but again, you really want to be targeting quality, not quantity here. And especially that's what Batch Rank AI is used for. So if we're, just so you can see, we're using MLS on market is no, so that means off market property. We have Batch Rank AI on, and we're looking at basically any stage of the pre-foreclosure process for the lead.
You can turn on MLS. You can turn it on, turn that off. We don't care if it's listed or not. Where it says no, you can just exit.
Yeah. So you notice when I go on, the Batch Rank AI disappears. It's an off-market filter for that. So yeah, I mean, either way, right?
Good to know, though. Good to know.
Yeah. Either way on Batchleads, whether you're looking for on-market, off-market, or both, right? Batchleads can service you however you want. 150 plus different filters, and you can search, skip trace, contact any of these, whether you're looking for sellers, cash buyers, whatever it may be. But just because I'm trying to show off one of our new features here, we'll go ahead and select the off market, and you'll see that auto populates up here, Batch Rank AI.
So can you unpack that a little bit about that, the kind of AI and that like heat meter I'm seeing there?
Yeah, exactly.
Can you give some details on that?
Yeah. So you'll notice here, we have a little bit of a informational kind of drop down here. But the kind of gist of it is we're filtering by the highest likelihood or highest motivation of a property owner to sell their property. And this can be based on a variety of different factors that we're looking at, and kind of all get jumbled into this AI algorithm to figure out what we think would be, right, the highest likelihood seller. So this could be different, signs of distress, whether it's like defaults on mortgage payments, whether it's, foreclosure process, a bunch of different indicators we're pulling in and weighing them in order to try to give you the best possible quality leads we can, right? I mean, on the growth plan, you can't go past I believe it's the midpoint. It's a little more limited, but if you want to leverage this on the professional and scale plan, there's absolutely no limits. So you'll notice here with the Batch Rank AI in the middle section, basically this is like, they are strong motivation to sell, but you could find even stronger motivations here quite easily.
And that's with the higher tier plans we'd be able to see that.
Yeah, so the mid and higher tier, you can see there's not a ton of properties that are on the extreme end, but if you search those properties specifically, these are going to be the perfect place to start, right? You want to start at the most motivated people and work your way down, right? That makes absolutely the most sense here. You don't want to be wasting time cold calling for hours on end to possibly get a lead, right? So you want to use this feature to find where you want to start looking, right? And then you can refine it and work your way down the list. But like here, we're just looking at 6 properties that we've determined have high likelihood to sell or high motivation by the property owner to want to sell their property for a variety of different reasons. And And you can see right here, it's no contact information here. That's because you want to save it to a list, and then it will auto skip trace it for you. So that's kind of, and then that will count towards that 10,000. So if I were to save this to a list, then now I have 9,999 available left for the month, right? If I'm on a growth plan. Obviously it's more if I'm on a higher tier plan. But this is how you curate your list and decide which ones get skip trace and which ones you're just kind of looking out and vetting before. And you don't want that to count against you, obviously. So you could just select all of these if you want to start there, save them to a list. You can title it like pre-foreclosures, or I'll just.
So here's,
yeah.
So I just want to, kind of what I'm thinking. What I love so much about this is, so there's a reason why we specifically love going after pre-foreclosures, but also the AI tool just kind of takes it to a whole new level. Wholesaling, not everybody wants a cold call for 8 to 10 hours a day. I've done it, but I certainly don't want to. Right. And so when we're looking for deals, we want to find the hottest deals with the least amount of effort, and when we think of pre-foreclosures, that automatically has built-in motivation, right? Just because a house needs repair doesn't necessarily means the person has motivation just because they have equity or just because it's a second property or what. But pre-foreclosure, that is a ticking time clock, right? Is completely separate. That gives them that motivation. So that's what we love about pre-foreclosure. But then on top of that, with kind of the AI tool, for me, I love being lazy. I want to do the most that I can with the least amount of time.
Quality, baby. Quality over quantity.
Yeah, quality over quantity. And so, if I was somebody to where I was working a full-time job or maybe 1 or 2 jobs, and my schedule's kind of all over the place, and finding time to do this is crazy. Well, guys, it's nice because with something like this, I don't need to go through hundreds or thousands of properties. I can just find the 6 hottest. Can I find time in my day to make 6 calls? 100%. Guys, I don't care. Let me time, lunch break, sneak to the bathroom. Like, you can make a phone call and do a deal.
I'll say something really quick, Nate. Guys, like, you might look at 6 and be like, that's not that much. Guys, it is difficult to get a hold of people in pre-foreclosure. They're getting called by the people that owe them money, that they owe money to. They're getting called by like the bills. They're getting called by everybody. So if you can make it your goal to get in front of that person, and whether that's, you go knock their door, you send them a mailer, which we're going to dive into the campaign section here, making it, that's how you win. Because a lot of these bigger companies, they have so many leads. They don't focus on really getting through to the leads that are the highest motivation. They just blanket it, and if nobody responds, they just give up and they keep moving on, pull another 40,000. If you guys can focus on these top motivated people, there you go. That's how you win.
Yep. You'll end up probably contacting them before everyone else is, who's going through a much bigger sizable list, right? And spending hours out of their day to try to do it. Imagine if instead of spending hours, the first 6 you call, you get a lead, right? And you lock up a contract and it's a done deal. So yeah, we're just trying to make it super easy, straightforward, streamline the entire process and save everyone a lot of time and money during kind of along the way. So this is something we're super excited about. And again, right, 6 might not seem like a lot, like what Nathan was saying, but 6 just in Phoenix. And then these are, remember, the highest motivated potential sellers out there, right, in this market. So if you're not limiting yourself to any one market, right, just go nationwide, keep on going across different lists, right? And pretty soon you'll have several hundred, if not several thousand to be looking at, right?
100%.
So that can get pretty sizable pretty fast.
Even just the 6, like, guys, 6 juicy deals, that could be your entire year right there. Like, you can just chill, you can do 6 deals and then just relax. Right. And pre-foreclosures, there's always new ones popping up and whatnot. And so, and the thing is I'm really big fan of kind of the 80-20 principle. If you guys don't know what it is, Google it. But these are the hottest, right? We say, oh, there's only 6, but guys, this is where you can spend 80% of your time. It's not going to waste, right? These are the hottest opportunities where I want to be spending a disproportionate amount of my time on. Everybody else, I might only call once, but these people, I'm going to call twice, leave a voicemail, and immediately send a text message. And then I'm going to do that 3 to 4 times a day. And then I'm going to write them a handwritten letter. And then I'm going to go knock on their door. guys, that is how you're able to beat out all this other competition. You know, yes, there's a lot of competition. Yes, there's really big companies, but they can't do the unscalable thing. They can't do what you can do, right? So that's where, you know, kind of what you guys got going on here, I think is really amazing, because it really does make it more accessible than ever for people.
Yeah.
And Anthony Torres says it's just how it is for, I'd say 90% of people who try to get into real estate. They have a job working, right? And you know, they need to use their time efficiently. There you go.
Yep. Yep. So yeah, super excited about this. We've seen great success so far, people utilizing. So, you know, we definitely want more people to take advantage of this. Would be crazy if somebody, you know, tuning in today looks at some of the addresses on these properties, uses Batchleads, goes back in, tries to get the contact data and start calling. Maybe somebody's going to lock up a deal here really shortly.
Well, there you go. You just said that on the 7-day free trial that we run with the link that's in the bio, someone could go in there and using my link, they can get 100 free skip traces. So literally, you guys could go do this with some super high motivated AI and get some deals. What are you waiting for?
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, along with, you know, so while we were kind of talking there, I saved these properties to a list. If I go to the My List tab, that's where you'll access kind of all of your property information. I'm not going to scroll right to show the phone numbers or anything like that, because I want to be aware of personal information. But again, you can track lead statuses here, basically like a mini CRM of sorts. And all of these, if you're using like our dialer tool, you can push them all to dialer, and all of that call notes, all that lead status, and everything will transfer between the two systems. So especially for people, like if they're interested in staying within a batch ecosystem of products, you definitely have a lot of kind of flexibility of how things flow from one product to another. So that's also something we're super excited about.
Very simple. Like a lot of people want something super robust, but when you get something like that, it's extremely difficult to manage as you get more. But this is perfect. This is perfect for the wholesaler.
Yeah, and you know, let's go ahead and pull another list, and then right after we pull that list, just to show, you know, we were talking about earlier about tired landlords as a potential list. There are thousands of different lists you could do with Batchleads.
Yeah, so tired landlords usually is like a giant list, right? Because there's a what basically tired landlords is just people that have rentals and they've had them for a long time, right? So we want to stack those, and we want to use the AI tool to really get the most like highly motivated leads on there. So yeah, show us how that works.
Yeah. So again, if we want batch rank AI, we're going to select off market. And of course, you know, this is going to limit the number of properties by some, right? Of course, if we're taking away all the ones that are on the MLS. But if we want to leverage,
we want to limit. That's what we're about. Limit
you always want quality over quantity here. It's going to save you a lot of time and money. So we're going to go quick filter, and we should have a tired landlord filter here, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, here towards the bottom, you'll see tired landlord. Also, you can access it by clicking. We have a lot of preset kind of top line big menu options here to make things a little bit easier. These are pretty common lists that you might see. So we have a pre-foreclosure list, like absentee owners, people with high equity. And oftentimes like these, I believe, like if you hover over it for a sec or two, it will pull up what that actual filter is. So you could make that filter yourself, of course, by using kind of the right-hand filter menu. Just makes it a little easier, cleans it up a bit. So we'll just select it actually here on the top line menu and wait for that to load. All right, so it's illuminated. We know it's loaded. It's refined our search. And then with Batch Rank AI, so you can see actually here, there's 5,800 tired landlord properties that we've come up with here in Batchleads. But when we are leveraging Batch Rank AI, even if we go to the middle of the kind of flame tool here, if you will, 779 properties, right? So it's a refined version of that filtered list already. And then as we scroll up, you'll see 410 properties and then 125. So this again is a much bigger list, you know, size-wise, 6 on the pre-foreclosures in Phoenix versus now we're looking at 125 different properties of tired landlord off-market properties in Tampa, Florida. So we would go ahead and select that.
And that chunk is way more easy to digest than 5,000, 900, 400. Like I'm excited to call those. Let me call those all day. Like I'm excited. right? Like let's dive in.
Yep. And then you would go to, you could look at each individual property, make sure it makes sense to you. If you don't want to save them all at once, and you can even save one at a time if you want to, just by clicking the check box here. Or if you go into any property, you can save it to a list in the top right corner as well. So that's if you're doing kind of one-off, you don't want the entire list. But with even, at a bare minimum, you have 10,000 free skip traces a month. Like 125 is definitely worth saving all of them. And then you would just say select all in the top right, save it to a list. You can choose to, if it's an on-market property, it also shows you the option to save agents. If there's agents involved, you could save those as well. And then I'll just save it to one of my test lists here, and we could label it like Tampa, Florida, tired landlords, and October 2024. This is kind of up to you, the tags and what you name your list, but whoops, didn't hit enter.
And you guys always have continuous training and stuff too that people are able to access and watch. So if they're like, oh, how should I keep stuff organized, or how do I do this? How do I do that? You guys have a bunch more stuff on it, right?
Yep, exactly. We actually today we had a big masterclass on Batch Dialer, a different product than we're talking about today. But we typically have every week or so a community call. So if anyone wants to come on and ask questions about the products, they have issues, troubleshooting, they want to kind of get basically an open forum Q&A, right, live with our community manager. You can attend that. We have bigger kind of throughout, maybe once or twice a month, there'll be bigger master classes or challenges, which are often 2 to 3 days, where you can get involved, build a list from scratch, send them through to Dialer, start dialing, setting up everything. And we also, in addition to just those kind of masterclass challenges and community calls, we also have onboarding sessions that you can get involved in, whether it's individual or group. And support's always available in case you have any questions or troubleshooting any issues you're having. So lots of different options. We also have a Slack community that has about 4,000 members in it, where you can, I know Nathan's in there. I see him talking about some of the, different things he's working on, different deals he's locking up.
Right.
So, that's a great opportunity for, just get active in the community, right? Ask questions to other people, other investors, flippers, agents, wholesalers who, are probably in the same boat, right? A lot of people getting started. There's often all those people who have a ton of experience. We also have several partner companies that are in there that are, helping to answer different questions. If they're the industry expert on a particular topic, they can come in and into that conversation and help you along the way. So I'd say with all that, plus I didn't even get into the on-demand YouTube videos. We have a huge library of YouTube videos talking about anything from the AI tool that we were just discussing to what lists you might want to pull, how you leverage all of our different products, how you could go about switching from another product. There's tons of different resources there. And we have tons of articles on our website as well. So between all of that, I feel like it,
is there anything that you guys don't provide?
To be honest, I mean, we won't call them up we won't call your leads up for you. So I guess that, you have to kind of do that practice of cold calling and get into that rhythm a bit yourself. But I think honestly, that's probably part of the fun, right? You get some people who are super upset with you calling, you get people who are really happy you called, and kind of, I think that's kind of the learning experience of the industry. So I'm sure Nathan can attest to that as well. But
oh yeah. Yeah, 100%. Well, and that's how it's real, guys. If it's something to where you could just click a button and it prints results, nothing stops anyone else from printing results. This is where you really get to bring in your skill set to the table, and this is kind of what separates how I get the result versus kind of everybody else. So I love that, man. This is awesome. This is really cool. I had no clue. You guys, between the free skip tracing, I thought that was really cool. But then I think the AI thing, I might even think, I don't know, they're equally, I'm equally excited and upset about both of them. I'm upset that they weren't out 5-6 years ago.
Yeah, probably would have saved tens of thousands of dollars, I suspect.
Oh, yeah. Now's a good time to get into what we're doing. So that's awesome. So let's dive into The
mail.
mail campaign, yeah, because this is what we tell people. It says if you're trying to get a hold of the person in pre-foreclosure, let's say the six leads that you have, you've called, you've done it for about a week or two, haven't been able to get a hold of anybody. Here's the next step: send them some mail.
Yep. So it's super easy to start a direct mail campaign in Batchleads. While Nathan was speaking right there, I just went over to the campaign tab on the left-hand side and selected direct mail. And then, it asks you for a bit, common, top line things like title of campaign, what lists you want to utilize for it. You can use multiple, you can use all of them, or just select one. I just selected the one we just created. And you can actually set it up like a drip campaign if you want to. So if you want like day one, you want to, and it tells you the send dates here and expected delivery dates of the mailers. You want to set one like for the month one, you want to use a different template for month two, maybe you're targeting them 3 different times, right? Trying 3 different types of approaches with direct mail. You can have different sizes, whether it's a 4x6 or a 6x9, different templates, and create the drip all in here and send it through, and we'll handle the rest. So you can see it's super easy. You select the date, choose from, we have a ton of preset templates, or you could import entirely your own. Like you could put together a really nice and pretty Canva, 4x6, and just import the image from Canva into here, and you're good to go. We also have 6x9s, and we have tons of preset templates. So here are a few I was working on earlier.
Is there any like to do a campaign? Does there have to be like a minimum set list size?
I've actually never been asked that question, but I don't think there is. I can double check on that one, but I don't think there is. Obviously, probably for a direct mail campaign, you'd want to send several. Often people send a few hundred at a time. But yeah, that's a good question.
I love that. Like when we talk about getting started, right? And someone that's like, hey man, I've got money for like the 7-day trial and I've got $60 and like maybe 1 month after that, but I need a deal done. Mm-hmm. I would take one of those hottest lists that are as small as possible, right? 6 or 100 people, right? But even the list that's just 6 or if it's, 10 or 20, whatever. Guys, imagine how much more effective you could be as well. What if you called that list, but you didn't just call them one time? Because the list is small enough, you're able to put a disproportionate amount of effort into it. So rather than just calling, a huge list, just, each person gets 1 call each. Well, what if that person got 2 phone calls, a voicemail, and a text message from you 3 times a day? And then what if you also sent them a piece of mail, right? And that was kind of the routine you went through. If you just did that for 14 days, if you're mailing such a small niche list, it's the hottest leads possible. But number 2, that marketing expense is going to be so minimal to you. So you're going to be able to be super effective, and you're not wasting your time or money because you already know these are the hottest ones in the market. Mm-hmm. And so that's where, $60 or a 7-day free trial could turn into a whole lot of money.
Yeah, exactly. And I actually just Slack messaged while you were speaking my colleague in the back end to try to get an answer for that. There is no order minimum for direct mail in Batchleads.
That's awesome.
So
that is super cool. Most places I know they do that, and it's usually not a small set minimum. So that's amazing that you guys do that.
Yeah. So yeah, again, I didn't necessarily know that one, but everything's basically built to make it super easy to get started, lowering those barriers to entry. And like kind of as I pulled up here, an example template, it's fully customizable. So if you want to insert images, insert text box, swap out, it's not, my editor is not, I think it's, there we go. Just had to load for a sec. Like you can move everything around. If you had an image of yourself, you could put that in here. This is just a baseline template. If you don't like any of the components here, you could start blank canvas. If you created something entirely like in PowerPoint or Canva or whatever it is, export the image. You can just overlay that entirely here and have it take up the entire box. That's an option, but you can really do anything you want with this, right? You can change the text out, change colors.
I'm just gonna have a big zoomed in picture of Payne's mustache. and the response rate is crazy on it.
So yeah, like this is,
The stash will get the response rate up, I'll tell you.
Yeah, people would definitely look at that. So there's a ton you can do here, and then when you send a direct mail campaign, you also have to create a signature. So that's another thing, just a little side step there. So you can see, like, I have mine here, and if anyone's interested also in learning more about Batch or have any questions additional, there's my email right there. So feel free to reach out. But
there you go.
Then you would just go ahead and save it. You can also feel free to text me too. And then give that a sec to save. And once that saves, let's see, updated successfully. It brings us back to, if I go back to the campaign menu, direct mail, should be here. Let's see. Whoops. I'll just call it test. Then if I go here, if I saved it properly, the new template would be here, but looks like I didn't save it properly. But yeah, the new template would be here. You could also choose to edit ones, add your own. Here's what I was talking about. You can add however many drips you want in the campaign, different send dates, and you can use different templates, different sizes, upload your own template, easily, remove them if you don't want that one anymore. And then it's just a matter of reviewing the order and sending it through. It's as simple as that. So especially if you have a template you're already leveraging, or you can make one up super fast in like Canva, just bring in the image and you're basically add the signature, slap that on, and it's done. We can also auto generate like Google Street View images of the properties for you if you want that.
That works very well. Well, that works very well because people are like, how did you get the picture of my house? You just have to take a picture of my house. And you're like, yeah, I'm out there with a camera. Now let's talk about your property.
Yeah. So you could do something like that. We also have like a max offer generator using our valuation model. If you wanted to do that, like where you would say like, oh, I'll offer X amount, right? Oh, like a range offer on cash on your property. That could be like an eye opener, and it's using our models to determine what would be a potential good price or good offer. You could leverage something like that, or you could do it all your own. We just want to make it super easy. You could do like a insert first name, that sort of thing. Similar as like if you were doing like a email marketing kind of list, right? You have those kind of preset, autofill kind of boxes that you can add in the code. So that's always an option as well. And then you would just go to review the order. I put so many different mailers on this. So, it's a little more costly, but you can see I'm also sending two types, 6x9s and 4x6s. And these prices vary slightly depending on the plan. If you're in a professional or a scale plan, the mid and upper tier level plans, you'll get discounted rates on these versus the growth. But they're all pretty cheap relatively, and very competitive in the direct mail market. We just want to make it super easy, like all in one platform, right? Where you can get the leads, figure out which leads are the best, those quality leads using AI, put them into the marketing campaign, like a direct mail campaign right away, or send them to dialer, start cold calling, hitting up direct mail, anything you want to do, right? You can do basically within the platform or another one of our connected products. And that's all you need, right? And then you start locking up deals, getting those contracts, getting assignment fees, and pretty soon, hopefully, you'll be a full-time wholesaler, investor, flipper.
I love that, man. I know I've said this like 20 times, but it has never been as accessible as it is today. Like this is crazy. So guys, like just to kind of break down everything that we've been talking about, and like, okay, this all sounds cool, but like, what does it really mean? So you can start for free for 7 days, and then the first month is 50% is like the special promotion you guys are doing, right?
Yep. Yeah. With code Payneless at checkout.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So just make sure you use the code. So
PAYNLESS.
7 days free, and then $60, and then you can go after and easily in 5 minutes find what is the most niche, hottest leads in whatever my target market is. All right. It can be Phoenix, it can be Florida, it could be Texas, it could be wherever. Guys, we do everything virtual. Most deals I've done, I either haven't even been to the state, or I did a bunch of deals before I even went to the state, right? So it doesn't have to be in your local market. It can be, but doesn't have to be. And then from there, well, the skip tracing is free, so that doesn't cost me any money anymore because that's now included. And on top of that, not only can I get the information to call these people, and I know they're worth my time because it tells me that they're the hottest possible leads in the area, in the list. But I can also set it up so that they get mail, and I don't have to be this big marketing genius. I don't have to figure it all out. You guys have your own templates. I can just copy and paste those. And so I can call, I can text, I can leave voicemails, and I can send an entire mail campaign as somebody totally brand new, right? Just getting started, not knowing anything. And again, guys, if you're going after a super niche list, it's like 50 cents a postcard. If you're mailing, larger lists of, 5, 10,000 properties plus, yeah, it can get expensive, speaking from experience. But when you're just getting started and you're like, hey, I've got the 7-day free trial, I've got $60 and maybe like 1 month after that, guys, you can, and again, you're calling, texting, voicemail, and sending mail to the hottest possible leads. You're hitting them from all angles. So you're going to be able to be super effective, right? And so you're going to be able to go so much deeper with just such a small amount of money, right? If I was doing Phoenix or even Tampa, right? Tampa, I think the list was the hottest list. There was like 120
yeah,
properties.
I think 125. Yep.
I mean, guys, you don't have to mail the whole list, right? But you can mail everybody. You can pick a small portion of it. Or Phoenix, it's and the chances of you getting on the phone with a super, super motivated seller that turns out into a deal, pretty high likelihood. And again, really high targeted list. It's really, really small. So what are the chances that that's going to turn into a
low
deal?
risk?
That doesn't need to take me 8 hours. Mm-hmm. The campaign's automated. I'm only calling a few people, so I only need to carve out just, a couple minutes here and there. And it's real simple stuff. And then, guys, I'll give you the 10-second secret sauce. What on earth do I say when they do respond or pick up the phone? Hey, first name. You're the owner of 123 Main Street, correct? They say yes. Hey, great. I know this is kind of really strange, but I was wondering if you'd actually consider an offer on your property there. You already know they're the most motivated in kind of that whole area on that whole list, right? The chances of them just saying yes is extremely high. They're like, yeah, possibly. I'm thinking about it. Great. Well, when were you thinking of selling? Right? Can you tell me a little bit about the property? What's the condition? How's the roof? Things like that. Hey, did you have an idea as to what price you wanted for the house? And then also, hey, what's even got you thinking of selling? But then from there, here's the most important questions. Hey, why not just list it with an agent and go that route? Hey, why not just fix it up yourself and then sell it? Hey, why not rent it out? And hey, what's keeping you from just staying in the property or handing it down to a family member? Guys, you don't need to be a rock star. Get those questions answered. And at the end, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I know you said you wanted this price all the way up here. I'll be honest, in a perfect world, I'd really want to be a lot closer to this number down here. And I know that's way too low. I know there's no chance you'd ever be able to make that work. How close can you get to it? That's it, guys, right there.
Wow,
super
Nathan.
Simple, not pushy. Someone's going to get a deal this week from that. And you
Man,
guys
let me tell you something.
Better reach out to me and let me know, because I know it works. And one of you better do
Zach,
it.
Zach, I know we said we're going to go do this in 20 minutes, but this is just too juicy. I honestly think we need to do a couple of these, because when I scheduled this with you guys, just full transparency for everyone that did this, I didn't really know much about this other than the free skip tracing. I didn't know about the AI tool. I didn't know about the mail campaign, everything that Nate just said. Like, this is so true. You can go in there, and what Nathan Valley just said, right? Go in there and get a deal with little to no risk. There's literally like no risk. It's taking it all off of you. So, Zach, I think we need to have you back, man. Are you down to do this again? We need to talk about this.
Definitely. This has been super fun to do, honestly, this little back and forth between us. And, there's so much value, I think, in this product. And, with all of us trying to, make it super easy for those newbie investors, those people trying to break into the industry, right? We're all on the same page, right? We're all there, trying to be those, people encouraging them to do it, trying to encourage them to, break free from that 9 to 5 and achieve financial freedom essentially, right? With wholesaling, with investing, with flipping. So I think, we're here to help, right? At the end of the day. So happy to be here anytime to help.
I love it. Well, Nathan Valley, I think we're going to wrap up, but I honestly think we need to do this again, because there's so many people. We could shout this from the rooftops, but I don't think we're going to be able to get this through to people that literally free skip tracing and they can get this done unless we do this over and over. And we want you guys to take action. Okay. You can take action. 7-day free trial. Let's go.
Maybe we should, Nate, we should even think about, I don't know, maybe it's time to do some type of 7 or 14-day challenge. I bet we could do a deal in less than 2 weeks. A juicy deal in less than 2 weeks.
Maybe it's time. Zach. What do you think? Maybe we do a fat challenge. We do a challenge where we take the 7-day free trial. Where we say, hey, in 7 days, we're going to show you guys how to get a freaking deal.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. People lock up like a huge assignment fee or lock up a really nice flip or something like that. That's gonna sell it like crazy. People are all gonna be flocking to it and be like, I need that too.
They don't believe. A lot of people don't believe, but we're gonna make them believers.
Yeah,
believers.
Seeing is believing.
All right, everybody. That's it. So everybody, appreciate it. If you like this, please like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, share this with your friends. The more you engage, the more it's going to get out there, which we would appreciate. Check the link in the bio. Use the code Payneless to get 7-day free trial plus 50% off your first month. Guys, I don't really promote a lot of stuff, but I'm all about this right here because this is awesome. Like, you don't see me just throwing a bunch of crap at you unless it's awesome. This is it. All right, guys, we'll see you on the next one. And guys, so I go live every week on Batch on Wednesday. So you're probably going to be hearing a lot more of this every week. So see you guys later.
Later, guys.
Later.